Shanton, are you aware of latest in the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards? I want us to get latest in the scheme before we move on, because as industry people, this is one event that has been keeping us for the past 20 years. We understand coronavirus is disturbing all events in Ghana, but then we still have to support the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, and I want to talk to the communication officer to find out what is new, what is latest, what are we to know with the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Shanton, what have you heard so far?
I know they said 30th, right? Of this month, or 29th?
I think it is not 30th. 28th.
Okay, 28th.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I heard something about the end of the month.
28th to 30th. Okay. It is going to be like that festival kind of a thing.
Cool. I and again, I also heard that they wouldn't have any participants. It would all be live broadcast online.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a way to go now. Looking at all the things that are happening, and so they will have all the artists perform.
Mm-hmm.
I know my artist, that's DDT.
Okay. I thought you said when you said your other artist, I thought it was Queen Eshen.
The Thompson production. They are actually working on a song for.
Get closer to.
They are working on a song for the project. So I got to hear something about it yesterday. That's why I kind of had some dates in here. So hopefully, it will be, from the look of things, it will be great. They have everything in play. Hopefully, we should see a great show.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that they will be able to generate income out of it. I mean, that's where the importance for me is, because obviously, if they're able to generate some income from it, then they can. Because last year, it was almost bomb. Can't get see the guy who calls me Mr. Pink, and then his other colleague.
Why don't you know their names?
I've forgotten their names, unfortunately. This
okay, let me help you. Their names are Stoneboy and Shatawale. Stoneboy and Shatawale.
So this year, I'm just hopeful that whichever plan that they put in play, it's able to help them generate income. Because you see, if they don't generate income in a way, it's a business, of course. Money runs it. And if they don't generate income, it would disturb the progress of the scheme. Mm-hmm. And so I'm hopeful that, because I'm sure this year too, a lot of people know I don't even vote. I mean, the voting is not being happening like.
Oh, I've seen the fans calling for votes still. I think I've seen SAC natives. I've seen they've compiled all the nominations SAC what they got, and they have started propagating.
Today is 5th. Today is 5th, right?
No, today is 7th.
7th. So hopefully there's more time for them to engage their fans' votes, so that they can raise some income through that space as well. I just hope that the institution that they are also contacting for them to come on board and sponsor would also be helpful. Mm-hmm. And at least half a loaf is better than none. So if regularly they were getting something, I mean, now let's all come in. Let's more the organization that they will contact. I would hope that they help, because you see, it's a way of helping to keep the industry going. They've been using our content, the companies and corporate institutions, sometimes for free, virtually. So they should help this scheme to live on, because if it doesn't, if the scheme goes off, it would affect all of us, because it's the only near credible scheme that we have in our space, and we need to protect it.
I see. Okay, thank you, Stephen Mensah. Yes, Stephen Krepi, what have you also heard so far? I'm still trying to connect to communications officer Robert Klah to get these latest information for you as well.
Yeah, I think they've done well so far relating to how much information is out there so far as VGMA is concerned. But I think I must say it must have been difficult for them because there's a lot going on digitally by way of information. So if this is the only way to capture people's minds through the digital media, they're having a tough time, I would say, because I haven't seen much in terms of penetrated information coming through the Facebook communities and so on and so forth, which is really in a way of hardcore projecting the award scheme in that way that we know it, that when it's about to happen, it's everywhere, and I think they're still using traditional media like TV and things like that. I think the concentration should shift dramatically to digital media, where they need to make a lot of noise there. I don't see much engagement being done using digital
media,
digital strategies that would bring fans to the fore, and the idea of engagement will start with the award scheme itself, where people fans and well wishers will be engaged online, continually running up to the program. There are ways to digitally do these things. I think the playing field has shifted. We don't want this to go down. The scheme has been running for 20 years, and I like the fact that Stephen said it's near credible, because at the end of the day, it's still a scheme. So near credibility, will take it like that. But to on a more serious note, I think they should employ the services of experienced digital marketers or digital platform strategists that can push the agenda, because I think I would want to see them as an amalgamation of everybody's virtual concert. Knowing how they've operated,
they
over
tackle
the years,
production,
and their professionalism, and having that financial muscle as compared to some of
Did
these.
they tell you they have financial muscle?
Oh, I mean, for a company that's been running for 20 years.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
You can let me tell
It
you.
doesn't
Let me
matter.
tell you something about businesses. If you want to know how well a business is doing, look at the CEO, the lifestyle of the CEO. If you want to know how well a business is doing, just look at the lifestyle of the CEO.
What are we to look at?
You look at the lifestyle of the CEO, it will tell you the business is doing well.
So if the CEO lives well, lavishly, then it means the company is doing well. Is that what you mean?
That is the direct translation.
So the CEO of Charterhouse, how lavish or how lavishly?
The word is not lavish. I said, when you want to see how well a company is doing, you just need to take a close look at the lifestyle of the CEO. If the CEO is doing well, and his life is doing well, I don't see why the company is not doing, because that's one of the sources of money.
You know why
This is debatable. This is debatable.
Let's not shift it.
No. This is highly debatable.
Let's not shift
because there are some people who look good.
of the business. They don't care about the
Yes, there
business.
are some people who look good, but they don't even invest.
So you've
for
answered-
instance, I know some.
You've answered your question.
No, wait. I know some.
You've answered your question. Let me tell you why you've answered your question.
No, wait.
If you're a CEO and you are living lavishly and your books doesn't reflect,
That
means you're not doing any good
That's why we
business.
can. That's why we cannot use your logic.
Sammy, let me use my logic, because
businesses are sham businesses.
if
They
you
just
continue to live,
I know one CEO who is driving the best of cars. Now, when you go into his office, the equipment that his people even use to work, they are all faulty.
okay, so eventually what will happen to the CEO? Eventually,
He might have another source of money.
no.
Yes, he might have another source of revenue.
Now
company.
now it's like the thing was tight and you're widening the thing.
Okay, I'm coming to you. This debate here, we can do it for the whole day. Well, I have Robert Klah now. Let's get the details of Vodafone Ghana Music Awards 2020, and after that we will continue from there. Robert, good morning, big man. Hope you're good.
I'm good, Chief. How are you too?
Yes, big man, we are doing very fine here at Xylophone FM. And let me also big you guys up for your strength. The fact that you guys are not losing grips of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards for 2020, despite all the hassle around. We called this morning to get details, latest on what is happening to our VGMAs.
Yes, sir. The information is already out. Clearly, what we are saying is that the finale dates have been set, and it's going to be a weekend instead of a day. We are going to have 2 days. So on 28th and 29th of August, the 28th is going to be used for industry awards, and then the 29th is going to be used for public awards, of the VGMA. And this time around, of course, there is not going to be any public attendance. The only people we are going to have there is going to be cast and crew. That is, everybody there there will be performing a particular role in the success or in the operation of the award scheme. Essentially, that's what it is. The activities have already started. There's been a countdown. It's still running on TV3 every Sunday, 6 p.m., where they're having conversations on who wins what. The unsung part of the VGMA is also going to happen. I'm sure by next week that information will be out clearly on what day people can watch it. And then eventually we have the main event as well during the VGMA weekend. So I think in short, in summary, that is the information available now.
Okay, so 28th is the industry event, 29th is public, and 30th will be.
So 30th, we will be back on the screens with the COVID-19 Heroes concert. These are all activities that we've done for VGMA, so we'll just show it on television as part of the experience. But in terms of the award itself, we are going to have it on 29th and 28th and 29th. That's Friday and Saturday.
So the 30th will just be a repetition of everything.
A bonus. A bonus.
Okay, but
bonus.
It will be a repetition of what you've done previously.
Yes. It's a bonus experience.
Oh, I see. And someone was asking about the online voting, whether all is well there, because he is a SAC native and he's doing all he can to vote, but he's struggling. So he says, as you ask, what is happening to the online, because it is not going through.
Oh, to the best of my knowledge, it's supposed to work. But if it's not working, I'll quickly talk to our technical folks to find out what the situation is.
So when is voting ending? Because I know this time around the duration for the voting has been some way because of issues we all know. When is the voting ending?
We will share communique on that in terms of when it's supposed to cut off. That's supposed to happen very soon. So everything right now is like it's been a long journey. Trying to finish off things with our partners in every sphere. So that kind of information will also be coming out pretty shortly. Once it comes out, I'll share with you.
Okay, so we should continue voting, I guess.
Oh, at this point, the voting is running 100%. It's just the deadline. That is what you want to know. So we will share that information.
Now, on which channels should we be expecting the event to roll?
We are going to be running on TV3. We are going to be running on DSTV. And then there are a few other channels that are coming on board. All of this information will be made available towards the program. There are quite a number of them that we are signing up with. So once all of that is taken care of, we'll share the various platforms that people can catch the experience. But online is certainly a must. You'll clearly be able to watch on our YouTube and Facebook channels. So these will also be available.
And I want to believe these online channels are not going to be the paid for platforms.
Say that again.
As I'm saying that I want to believe these online channels we'll be watching will not be the paid for ones. Is it going to be free where my data alone will permit me to watch?
Oh no. We are still towing the line of our previous years. VGMA has always happened with an element of live audience, and online has always been free whenever it was online. So we are still towing the same line. You can watch, on the online experience, just like people have been watching in the past years. So yes, that's going to happen.
I know. If things had been normal by now, we would have known the artists who will be performing on the night. Can we share? Do we know who will be performing on 28th, 29th?
Let me just summarize by saying that we're going to certainly have top charting people who top the charts in performance, and in the next few days we are going to share the list, and once the list comes out, you will certainly know. Even if I knew, I wouldn't mention them, because what I want to do is to ensure that the information is spaced over the period. You are a media person, you know how these things work.
I know.
So let's share them, one after the other, so that people can consume them, in their entirety as they come out.
Now, I also want to believe that this is one of the years maybe Charterhouse will not forget about organizing the VGMA, because you guys, it's obvious you are going through a lot.
It is one of the years that nobody in the world will forget this particular. In fact, this year, the number of deaths we have seen, people I know, it's like this year has been a funny year. It's an unplanned year, and things are just happening to everybody and anybody. Businesses are hard hit. People are losing jobs. People are getting it's everything. So this year, I don't think anybody will ever forget this year. So yes, I can say the same for Charterhouse, but I think it's the broader populace. Everybody will forever remember this particular year. It's been a trying one.
I have experienced one online gig, or better still, a virtual award show where they had special time for costumes. They had special time for red carpet and all that in the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards from 28, 29, 30th. Are we going to include some of these things, or it is just going to be awards, mentionings, and presentations?
Once the cast and crew that are going to be there are looking all glamorous and our cameras are in place, that kind of conversation will certainly take place. I mean, no two ways about that. So the glitz and glamour of the night certainly to be captured. But like I said, it's going to be cast and crew. If you have a nominee there supposed to receive an award whatsoever and they are all looking glammed up, Charlie, why not? Certainly these things will be, featured in there.
Oh, okay. So what it means is that the nominees, those who will be receiving awards, they will be present at the event grounds.
Everybody that is there will certainly be playing a role. So yes. So if you are there supposed to receive an award, we are looking forward to meeting you there.
Okay, let me get this right. Are we inviting all nominees?
Yeah, they all form part of the cast and crew.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
so every nominee will be at the event.
Summarize it by saying that everybody who has a role to play. Yeah, so like MC has a role to play. The person will be there. The person producing the show has a role to play. The person receiving the award has a role to play. You understand? So the best person presenting the award, they are the ones that. So they form cast and crew in terms of summary. So they are going
for those who be receiving the awards, I think I'm so sure about them that if only you knew the winners, you can invite the winners alone.
If only. Charlie, that would have been so easier. But I mean, clearly, in addition, regardless of the nature, you would want people. You want to ensure that people also take away a little bit of experience because it is their year, as a matter of fact, to be a nominee. So cast and crew is the focus, and we're going to have them there to both be participating in the show and then of course enjoy it.
I see. That is perfect. Please hold on for me. Stephen Kirby would want to ask a question or two. Yes.
Hello, Robert.
Hello.
Hi. Just a quick question. I wanted to find out that what is it that you guys are doing this year differently from all the years that you've run this award scheme, in the sense that moving forward, we know things have changed and we might not be doing things in the way that we used to do them, like having physical commemorations of people, which is the jams that come preceding the main event itself, and having people gather in large numbers in places where we can have that sort of experience. What are you doing in terms of your online agenda moving forward as an award scheme? And also it will be interesting for you to be able to give us throw some light on how the corporate Ghana is responding to your calls in terms of support for this year's agenda, and what are some of the demands they are making, and perhaps if you can throw some light on how you guys are also able to strategize to meet some of the things like brand awareness, brand exposure, and things that they might also benefit from such an event, because I think they all come together to make this happen, and for our industry to keep on thriving.
Okay, your questions are plenty. There were a few things. There were a few things I didn't get. But one of the questions I got is what we are doing different. I would want to say that what we are doing different is heavily determined by the COVID-19 impact and its requirements in terms of social distancing and event organization. So for that particular one, of course, we're going to have 100% compliance in terms of production, in terms of participation by people coming through to the event, washrooms, engagement, serving people food, entry points, checking of temperature, hand washing bay, all of that, all those elements have been factored into hosting the event. So there's no way the event is going to happen without these protocols clearly up there. There was something about corporate Ghana. Well, it's not so much about corporate Ghana because we don't necessarily deal with everybody. There are specifics we deal with. So the people we deal with when it comes to production, we're still dealing with them. They understand the situation. We engage in talks to find the most meaningful way to be able to go by operations and how to be able to execute in the light of the COVID protocols. So those are some of the things that we are doing. Our partners have been extremely understanding because it's not just us, and everything is more or less a lot of communication. We discussed to be able to find the best way to be able to achieve results that we need to achieve. So if there are things we need to use more ICT platforms, we focus on that and we develop. If there are things that we need to use face-to-face experience, but we need bigger spaces to be able to have more social distancing experience, we do. So these are conversations that we constantly do, just to be able to make sure that everybody's needs and safety requirements, corporate-wise and government-wise, have been met and are fully brought to the fore. Just to make sure that everything is on point. So these are some of the things that have really happened. On the flip side, people don't really have too much money these days. The COVID has been an issue, so you can't cry too much.
No, Robert, you cannot say people don't have money. People have money. I beg you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so just to rephrase, I think, but on the flip side, I can quote you saying that people have money.
Yeah.
So that's fine. It's just my
money.
thoughts.
I know, right? All right. So Stephen Mensah, artist manager, would also want to put one through. Yes, Shanton.
Yeah, Robert, I wanted to find out, how does the numbers look in terms of the voting? How does it look? Does it look encouraging, or there's a need to energize the base in terms of the artists talking about the telling their fans to vote?
Oh, I think the pattern for voting is usually always heavy towards the closing dates. So right now there isn't much to talk about. So let's just say that towards the end of the closing dates, it's easier to be able to share that kind of information. Right now, it's just going to trickle in. That's usually the pattern. So right now, it's there's nothing much to say about it. But towards the end, that we would know really what's happening in that particular space.
Doesn't mean that because I haven't seen the normally we would have the artwork for the artists coming through, so that artists are able to post and all that, but we haven't seen it yet.
I think some of the artworks. I think the artworks are out. If they are not out, if they are not well distributed, then that's
I have
good feedback.
I have seen one from SAC Natives. I've not seen much, but I've seen SAC Natives one.
I haven't seen any myself.
Then that's good feedback in terms of the reach. So I'll probably have that intensified, but I think the info is out.
All right, Robert, we wish you guys well. I'm sure we'll be checking on you from time to time to get latest till 28th, 29th, and 30th, yeah?
Yes, for sure. And since some of us don't have money and some of you have money, I'm sure I'll be contacting you soon. We need to have a discussion about the money that you have now.
No problem. I can even sponsor a category in this year's VGMA.
Oh, Lord, that's interesting. I'll get in touch.
Thanks so much, Rob. We'll talk again.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. When I said next year, they also need nominations. I know, right? I know. But are we feeling the buzz? VGMA buzz, no? More feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Okay.
Me GD say me I'm manage artist me no kasa o makanya no. In questions ni bia me nya maybe sir. So o maybe sir ma me so mate. Ni o maybe say, and I think both parties everybody's doing well.
Okay, thanks guys.